All right, boys and girls, we are going to jump into our lesson today. We're going to do a bit of a review first. You've been doing really well with place value. In 3rd grade, you were solid and you really understood place value up to 1,000. So we're going to kind of practice that and just review some of our vocabulary, and then we're going to continue to add on almost up to the millions today. All right? Who can volunteer to read this number in a very loud voice? I think we need a comma first. Are we missing something, Will? Go on up and put them in there. All right, Rihanna, in a very loud voice.
1,889.
Wonderful job. Who is in the tenths? Or excuse me, I'm thinking decimals already. The tens place. Who is already in that tens place? Colin?
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. How much is Elizabeth worth? What is her value? Allie?
80.
She is worth 80. Why do you say 80? Because she is only holding the digit 8.
Because she's in the tens place.
She's in the tens place. Awesome. Who is in the thousands place? Jacob?
Nia.
Nia. What digit is Nia? What digit she is? Peyton?
1.
And how much is Nia worth?
1,000.
She is worth 1,000. Why do you say that, sir?
Because she's in the thousands
Because
place.
she's in the thousands place. Awesome. I'm going to have you 4 sit down, and I would like the rest of Alaska to pop up and Hawaii to pop up. We'll hold on this for now. You can grab your digit. Your job is going to be to make the biggest number you can. Looking for the largest number. What am I missing, Grace?
Comma.
Missing some commas. Can you please be my 1,000 comma? And who feels confident being the millions comma? All right, watch me go on up. Let's see. Ooh, lots of ones on this one. That could be tricky. Looks like our commas are in the right place. 1, 2, 3, comma. 1, 2, 3, comma. I would like you to please write this large number down on your slates right now. Stay frozen up there, numbers, so everyone can see. All right, 4th graders, can you please underline the digit in the 10,000s place? First, do it on your slates. If you are in the 10,000s place, can you put that digit over your head? Excellent, Victoria. You knew right away that you were in the 10,000s place. How many of you underlined that middle one in the thousands column? Looked like just about everyone did. Awesome. How much is Victoria worth? How much is that one worth? Nia? Ooh, thinking about it? Yeah. Okay. What do you think, Andrew?
10,000.
10,000. Thumbs up if you agree with Andrew. I do agree. Andrew, why do you know that she's worth 10,000?
Well, you're saying what she's worth by herself, then don't add all those other numbers. Don't add all those ones, just make them 0.
Okay. Thank you. Who can add on to what Andrew said, knowing that Victoria's in the 10,000s place? Colin?
Well, that 1 is in the 10,000s place, so that really just makes it in the 10,000s place. So
Okay.
that makes it a 10,000.
Okay, awesome. Anything else that we want to add? Okay, thank you. You all can sit down. If you have not been up with your digit, hop up now. Looking like we're gonna have another huge number. And Allie, I'm actually gonna have you be a comma. Are you okay with that? Thanks, darling. Okay. All right. Where you're going? Where you're going? Boys and girls, you are writing down this large number on your slates. Thank you, commas. Excellent place. This is our biggest number yet. And as fourth graders, you should know this number because we know all of our numbers up to 1,000,000. Who feels brave enough to give it a try? Elizabeth?
977,525,560.
Amazing. That was awesome. Very, very good. If you were in the tens place, can you put your digit over your head? Very good. I said that Andrew is the digit 6. What does digit mean? Just refresh my memory. Will?
Digit means a number.
Okay, it means a number. Elizabeth, you want to add anything?
It's a number that is only like one
Okay.
of them. It can't be 10 because that's two digits.
Okay. Right. The more digits that we put together, it could be called a multi-digit number, right? Noah, did you want to add anything else?
A digit is a singular number that can stand by itself without having anyone next to it.
Wonderful, thank you. All right. Now I'm going to have Maddie put her number over her head. Maddie is in the 10,000s place. What does that mean, place, when we're looking at a large number like that? Colin?
Like where the number is.
Okay, where the number is located. Wonderful, thank you. Is there anyone that would like to add anything else? Victoria?
Out of the whole entire number, that's the place value of the number.
Okay, wonderful. And thank you, Maddie. I'm going to have you put your number down. Elvin, can you put your digit over your head? Does anyone have a guess as to what place Elvin is in? Sophia?
10 million.
He's in the 10 millions place. So now I'm going to ask, what is the value of Elvin? Or the value of that digit 7 in the 10 millions place? Molly?
70 million.
70 million. What am I asking when I'm asking for the definition value? Noah?
You're looking for the definition of what this number is, how much it is worth, and where it is on the number.
Great, thank you. Nia, do you want to add something?
Yes, a little bit of what Noah said. Value means the possession of the digit.
So the position of the digit helps me figure out the value of that number?
Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you, boys and girls. You can have a seat. As you're heading back to your seat, and those of you that are in your desks already, you can put your slates and your digits underneath your math notebooks, and we're going to have those math notebooks out and ready. Today we are going to take what we know about place value. And we've been working with place value a lot this year, and I think that you have a great understanding of it. And we're going to kind of add something to place value. Knowing about place value, I'm going to show how knowing place value helps you with adding. And we're going to look at large numbers. We're going to try to be adding up to 1,000,000 today, okay? So your learning target is up at the top of your paper. I will know and understand how to add multi-digit whole numbers using that standard algorithm. Sounds very mathematical. But that standard algorithm is just the method as to how we add. I want you to write down that learning target? I know it's a lot to write down. Anyone know what the purpose of that is? Colin, why do I want you to write that down?
Well, so if we have trouble with like the same problem later, we can just look back to this and we will know how it can help us.
Great, you'll have that reference in your notes, absolutely. So if we're having problems with this later, we can go back to our notes and find this exact spot. I also want you to write down this learning target because you are in charge of your learning. By the end of today, I hope that you understand how to add multi-digits using that standard algorithm. It's a long one today, huh? Can you give me a thumbs up when you're done so I know that we can move on? Okay. Period at the end. Just teasing you, Victoria. Awesome. Okay. So my question that I am going to try to answer is, and you do not have to write this down, you're just going to listen to me right now. How do I solve 547,361 and 23,891 using that standard algorithm, using that basic formal method? Do you think you might already know? Okay. I'm glad that you already know, and keep thinking in your head because there's actually 2 steps that we're going to follow today. Okay? That first step that we are going to follow, and you do not need to write this down yet, is we're going to line up those numbers. How many of you already knew that? We are going to line up those numbers. The second is we are going to add common place values together. So this is where we are going to take our knowledge of place value and what we've been working on, and we're going to learn how it's going to help me with addition. Okay? So in your notebooks, I would like you to set up our T-chart, what we do, and why we do this. Yep, that's great, Peyton. The what and the why. I'm always making you look for that why. Good, that's all you need, that's perfect. All right. Under that first column, what do we do? I would like you to write number 1, we are going to line up those numbers. And as you're finishing that up, I want you to start thinking about, why do I want you to line up those numbers? A lot of you said you already knew to do that. The harder question is why. Will, what do you think?
That way we know what to add and what places it's in.
Ooh, that was great. We know what to add and we know what place it is in. Victoria, would you like to add on to that?
Yeah, you line them up by higher to lower. So if you were doing minus, it would make sense in the division.
Okay. Colin, I saw your hand up. Did you want to add?
Well, you should line it up because if you don't line it up, it'll get very confusing and you might get the problem wrong because it's just so mixed up.
Okay. Sophia?
Kind of like what Colin said. if you line them up, then it would make your work easier than just adding it when they're just straight instead of the bigger number on top and the little younger on
Okay, so we want them nice, we want them straight. Will, what was something you had mentioned? I really liked what you said.
That way we can see what places it's in.
We're gonna keep it and line it up in the right place. I like that. If we line up those numbers, we need to make sure that we line them up according to the correct place value. And we do this, why? Noah?
So it is easier to get the right number and to have it in the right
We're gonna do that to keep our numbers in the correct place. So if that number's in the ones place, I want to make sure it is lined up correctly with the other number that is in the ones place. If not, I can get my answer messed up. I could get confused. I don't have this written down, so I know. Oh, you already had it. Step 2, we're going to add those common place values together. So I'm going to add all the ones together, all the tens together, all the hundreds. We are almost done writing, boys and girls. Now the hardest part. Why am I going to add just the commonplace values together? Do that. Why am I only going to add what's in the tens column together? Why am I only going to add what's in the hundreds place together? Michael?
It depends what number, if it is. If you do have a 100, if there is two, like the two numbers have two 100s places, you could add them. If one has 100s place and one doesn't, you can't add the 100s place. You only can add the 10s place lower.
Okay, so maybe to stay organized. Okay, Elizabeth?
So the thing doesn't get all, the number doesn't get all messed up, and then if you actually add it differently, the number's not right.
Okay, so we're going to make sure that they're all lined up correctly according to place value. We want to add those common place values so we can make sure our number is right. Awesome. So to get the correct answer, Cullen?
Well, you want to add the same place value up, like one by one, because first you will do the ones place, then the tens place, and the hundreds place, and go on and on. And if you don't do that, it's going to just be a weird answer.
Okay, so I'm hearing a lot of we're going to do it to make sure that we have the correct answer, right? Okay. It's a lot of writing for today, huh? We're almost done. We're going to put this into practice. First me, then you.
Wait.
All right. So I'm going to do a sample problem using my 2 steps. Have my place value chart out here to help me. I'm going to add 547,361 plus 23,891. All right. So what was my first step? You guys have your notes out. You can remind me. Elvin?
line up the numbers.
To line up those numbers. All right, here I go. Let's make sure that I do it. All right, I'm gonna put 5, 4, 7, 3, 6, 1. Looks like I lined them up correctly according to their place value. All right, now I'm going to do the second number. Where do you think I should start writing down this number? Elizabeth? In the ones place? It's always good to start in the ones place, right? Just so I can kind of stay organized. So it looks like I have a 1, a 9, an 8, 3, 2. How'd I do? Good, so far so good. All right, so I have lined them up and now I'm going to add them according to their place value. So I'm gonna focus on the ones. We always know to start in the ones. Why should I start in the ones? Couple reasons why. Audrey, what are your thoughts?
So you don't get to a number where it's a double digit.
Okay, so I don't get to my number and there's a double digit. Noah?
Because the ones is the most easiest place, so it's better to start there so you don't get confused when you go later on in the problem.
Good, thank you. Elvin?
So if you have to borrow, you'll stay a little bit more organized.
Okay, or maybe when we're working with addition, regrouping, absolutely. So borrowing, if I was subtracting, and we're gonna regroup sometimes, we might have to carry over those numbers, so let's give this a try. Quick as a wink, 1 plus 1. 2, right? All right, so that one was easy. 6 plus 9.
15.
Okay, 15. This is where I'm gonna get stuck here, 15. 15. So we're looking at this number 15, and it's not really 15, is it? It's in the tens place. So how much is that 15 really worth? What is its value? Bridget?
Well, 5, you put the 1 up and the 3 and the 4.
Okay. So you say that I need to leave the 5 here,
Yes.
and you want me to put the 1 where?
Right by the 3.
Above the 3 into the hundreds column, so we're gonna move it over to the hundreds column. What is 15? It's not really the number 15 in that tens column. What really is that number? Mia?
5.
What are you thinking? 15 in the tens place. Michael?
1, 5.
You're thinking, I like the thought. Keep thinking about that. 15 in the tens place. How many tens do I have? How many tens do I have? Audrey?
150.
150, very good. So I'm going to need to regroup and I'm going to need to move that 1 that is actually now in the hundreds place right on over here. Okay, so I'm going to put my 1 here because he is not worth 1, he is worth 100. So what is 100 plus 300 plus 800? Helen? Very good. So what am I going to put in my hundreds place? 2, and what am I moving on over? Regrouping again. All right, 1 plus 7 plus 3. Victoria?
11.
11. What am I doing?
Putting the 1 by the 4 plus 2.
Okay, and then I'm regrouping. So I'm moving my thousands over, or 10,000s over. All right. 1 plus 4 plus 2. Brianna?
7.
Thank you. Nothing to regroup, and then I'm going to bring down my 5 plus nothing is? 5. Very good. So the number that we got is who can read that from your final answer? Grace?
5,701,252.
Okay. Can you say it one more time for me? I'm sorry.
5,771,252.
Great, that's great. 571,252. Wonderful, very good. What kind of helps me understand addition with place value and knowing what I know about place value? When we got over here to 15, it was saying I had 10, how many times? 10, how many times? 15 times. That's a lot, right? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. How many groups of 10 do I need to move over to that next place value? How many groups of 10 do I need to move over to that next place value? Justin? 10, very good. So I'm going to take that 10 and I'm going to move it over. And how many 10s am I left with?
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What digit did I leave in this column? Very good. Excellent. So you just need to know every time we're moving over, we're just not bumping that 1 over just because. We're moving him over because it has now gone into a different place value. It is, go ahead.
It's an overage.
It was over. It was over? Is that what you said?
No, it's an overage.
Oh, I don't know what that is. Can you explain that?
Well, it's like it's ones, tens, and hundreds. It's 15. So the 1 goes into hundreds. So it's kind of like 15, sort of like an overage, because you can only, for the digits, you can only go up to 9. You can't
Okay.
go to 10.
So I can only put down a single digit, right? Okay. Boys and girls, I would like you to try this one in your notebooks now. Let's follow those steps. Step 1, who can remind me what that was? Elvin?
Lined up the numbers.
Very good. And step 2, we are going to do what? Elizabeth? Add commonplace values together. So let's see you all get started on step 1 right now. Why did you erase that? Because it wasn't. Okay, good. Comfortable turning this one on the board? Why don't you go ahead? Looks like everyone did step 1 beautifully. When you are ready for step 2, if you haven't done so already, you're going to add those commonplace values together. So you can go ahead and get started if you haven't. Bless you. Do you need a tissue? Awesome, Cullen. Can you tell me what your final answer was? Pretty easy.
40,324.
Great. Now, Cullen, you lined up those digits beautifully, and then you added correctly because you added just those commonplace values together. I'm going to actually put you on the spot because I think you know the answer. How does knowing place value help with adding?
Well, knowing place value helps you with adding because if you don't know what the ones place, tens place, and like hundreds place and all those places, you might start off right here, then go to here, then here. It'll just be all mixed up. Then it'll be this answer way off.
The answer would be incorrect. Awesome, thank you. Does anyone want to add anything to what Cullen shared? Noah?
Do they know what the ones, tens, hundreds, and thousands, where you could, you wouldn't be able to say the number really because someone could just say that's 40 instead of 40,000. And that's 3, 2, and 4 instead of 324.
Okay, they might not see it as a whole. Victoria?
Well, it's, you add it, and there's a thing with the adding that sometimes makes sense to some people, but sometimes doesn't. Like, when you get to the tens, if there's an overage, and some people would just put down as the next one as 1 then, and we'll just give that whole place value and look at the whole number 1.
Okay, so we'll have to regroup and move it to that next place value column. And Cullen, why don't you wrap up your thoughts? What would you like to add?
Yeah, another thing is that if people think that 8 plus 4 is 12, they might put the 12 just on the bottom and people might not know that only one digit can go in.
Wonderful.
One.
Great. Great. Thank you. All right, I'm going to come around, we're actually gonna go into some partner practice. We're gonna be trying it with our shoulder partners. As I'm going around passing out the worksheet, Victoria, do you wanna champ out our expectations for working with partners? And keep your notes down, because we're gonna use them, so don't get started on it yet.
Normal should be about with scribblers. So it would be at a level 1. And if you need help, ask your partner. And we're going to be doing hair practice, sharpening our movement. Our movement is
Are we allowed to move around? Do you think it would be okay to sharpen pencils?
yeah.
I think that would be fine.
And listen, ask questions, or share is our society exam.
Okay, we do all of that, we will have a great job. All right. Thank you for doing that. All right, what I would like you to do with your worksheet, if your name is not at the top, that is our number 1. Second thing we are gonna do is our hot dog fold. So you're only gonna see half of the problems. Okay, we are really good at working with partners, our rally coach, so we are gonna take turns solving one problem at a time. Partner A, raise your hand. You are going to be the ones to start. As you are working through that problem, I would like you to talk through it so we can hear your thinking. Your partner can understand your thinking. If you get stuck, who can help you out? Bridget?
Your partner.
Absolutely. First, go to your partner. Partner B, only talk if they need your help. Okay? We're gonna go back and forth. So partner A will do 1, then you will flip it over and partner B will do the 1 on the other side, which is technically number 2. Then partner A can go back and do number 3, flip it. Partner B can do number 4. I really want to hear your thinking through the math. Any questions? Bridget?
Won't you help? Well, if you're letter A, if you need help, wait, they just help you like rally coaching?
Absolutely. That's exactly what we're going to do. Partner B is going to coach you on and help you out. Okay? All right, boys and girls, get started. I'll be floating around if you need me.
Okay, you go.
Number 1.
Melissa earned
$4,000 last year. She earned $5,000.
You might want to just use one of mine from the pencil over there, or borrow one from your partner.
Well, it's 5,000.
All right, girls, who's starting out?
You said 6.
Okay.
But,
Did you read the problem yet, Molly?
Yes.
All right.
First thing is 5,000.
We're just gonna line them up.
78. And then 8 plus 8 is 16. So
8 plus 8 is 16.
That makes
You're gonna carry the 1. 7
and then
plus 1
this is
is
6.
6.
And this makes that 9. And drop
5
the
plus 4
column.
is 5.
Here's your answer.
Your total answer is $9,686.
That's a very good job.
Alright, my turn. 5,000. David made $3,089 delivering Christmas.
You agree with his answer? Awesome. Did he follow his steps? Very good.
So you the one.
My turn. Number 2. David made $3,089 delivering paper. He made $1,500
$80 raking leaves. How much money did he make it up? Well, if we
So
line it up,
that is correct.
Good,
if we
good,
line it
excellent.
I'm not 100% sure.
All right. Did you include your units or your label? No, maybe that would be a good thing to do. Just add on to that. Okay, so how much? What is my unit that I am adding?
9 and 8 plus 8 is 16. So we carry the 1 with
I would say dollars for that
5
money sign.
plus
Absolutely.
Then we do our exclamation point and 3.
Oh,
I mean, not
and this is make.
point.
And that does that
You
make
got it.
And then we
We're just gonna put that dollar sign right in front of it.
equals 4.
Michael, you want to
So
help
the
her out?
answer is
put a comma right here.
Perfect. Great. We
669.
actually don't need that decimal today. We're not dealing with decimals, right? It's all in whole numbers. Okay. I know that. All right. Who's up, Michael? Let's hear it.
David makes $3,089 delivering papers. He made $1,580 raking leaves. How much money did he make in all?
Okay. What are we gonna do first?
First, you line up the numbers. I'll do 3,889.
What did you guys do over here? Did Jacob get to do? Did Noah get to do number 2? Wonderful. You guys are rocking and rolling. Make sure that you include your units. Okay, so if we're going to be talking money, make sure that I see that, please.
So it's
575 is one of our answers, and we have another is 650.
Ladies, how are we doing over here? Good. Okay, let's hear it.
5 plus 0 is 5. 7 plus 5 is 12. Carry the 1. 1 plus 5 is 6. 6 plus 6 is 12 again. 1 plus 4 is 3. And drop the 1. So Reggie sold his car for $13,225.
Okay, Maddie, do you agree?
Well, you were supposed to plus because he says $650 more, not less. Oh, yeah. Answer should be $15,231.
Okay, so I like that. What were the words that you picked out, Maddie? What were the words?
Add 14,575 plus 650.
Okay, so let's try it again. Let's start in the ones place, just so we don't get messed up, right? Okay.
So 5, 12.
So you had done that part, and then I think when we get here, you had done correctly. I think it was just this one spot, right? Yeah. Just in the thousands place.
She started speaking like getting something else.
Okay, awesome. All right. So this time when you're working with partners, you're both doing it together to make sure you guys get the same answer? Okay, all right, awesome. Okay, who's up? Okay. Brianna, do you agree? I'm a little confused on this one. Do you think that we can just rewrite it on the slate so it's a little bit larger? Okay, that's great. You want to do it? All right. Brianna, can you read the problem as Alvin writes it down?
Phyllis sold her car for $14,575.
Reggie sold his car for $650 more. How much did Reggie sell his car for?
Okay, good. First you lined up all of those numbers correctly, and now we're going to add those pound and place values together.
5 plus 0 is 5. 7 plus 5 is 12.
Yep.
Put the 2 in the tens place, we can say 1 to the hundreds place. 5 plus 6 is 11. Plus 1 is 12. Here, 1 got our 1.
Great. Awesome. Okay, good. So you just double checked your work there. Is that correct? So you notice you had a subtraction sign there? Did you get confused and just had to change it? Added 310.
The record high score on the video game was 5,905 points. Aiden beat the record score by 1,350 points. What was Aiden's record score?
35,080 greater than 25,029. Well, what number?
29. What number is greater? Okay. So, wait, hold on. Okay. So 25,000. So you add 25,000.
Feel confident? You can maybe make sure that all of your units have been on there. You can just go back and double check. So if we're talking about money, you got your labels and your numbers? Good. Excellent. Good.
So now let's
Boys and girls, can I have your attention, please? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I know not everyone had the chance to complete the worksheet, so this is something that we can do tomorrow, right when we get in. This we can do as our morning warm-up. I'd like to move on to independent practice now. I want to see how you're feeling on your own without any help. So I'm going to have Victoria go around and help me pass out. You'll see there are 2 sides to this worksheet. You are very welcome.
Thank you.
I know you're so excited about more work, aren't you?
Yeah, I like it.
Yes, this one is on your own. I think we just need, thanks, Sophia and Colin. Okay. Boys and girls, Mrs. Orloff and I will be available for help, so if you do need help at this time, you can go ahead and raise your hand. If not, we'll just be walking around. Pardon? Yes, you can write it, and I will just shorten it up if you want. I would maybe focus on.
Wait, I don't think these are lined up correctly.
So are we gonna have to rewrite it then? Okay, that's fine, you may. That one doesn't look like it is, right? Okay, I'm glad that you got that. That's your first step, awesome. Did you have to rewrite it too?
Yep.
Good, I'm glad that you caught that. Be careful, because in our first step, remember, we have to line up those numbers. And this first one might be trying to trick you. So make sure that you line them up, okay? Sorry.
We need Henry.
Thank you. Yes, and if you didn't right now, it's okay. We're just gonna let you know it. It's okay. How'd you do? This one is tricky because the numbers weren't lined up, but you already knew it. Good. All right. Wow, Michael, you're moving on quick, huh? Great. Listen. Sure, bud. If you know it right now, just get a worksheet completely, okay? And then for this one, you round up the numbers. Good, okay, great. agree. I think that you totally mastered it. Now I'm curious to see, I want you to solve and explain, because you are one of the kids that was able to verbalize that if they weren't lined up correctly, you were going to kind of have a mess. So I'm curious to see what you come up with, because I'd like you to probably share that. Thank you.
I thought this was the standard one. So,
That is your, well, so now we're going to look at just, we're going to put it together.
oh, okay.
Okay, because that's the expanded form, you're right. So now we're going to put it into the standard form. So if I have 200,000 plus 40,000 plus 5,000 plus 80 plus 2, what am I going to do when I squeeze that number together?
Just gonna add the numbers together. So that
Yeah. Yeah. Is there anything in the hundreds? Let's just double check here, okay? We've got this part, we've got 200 plus 400, 40,000 plus 5,000 plus 80 plus 2. I like to line them up vertically. And if we line all of them up, then we would be able to find those common place values. So let's try it again by lining that up. Okay, show me what 40,000, how that should look underneath that. Mm-hmm. And 5,000. All right, awesome. Good. All right. Now double check and see if you got the same answer after you've lined them up. This is the expanded form, so now we're gonna do it in the standard form. So what does that number look like when you put them all together? So let's kind of follow those same steps that we went over today. So we're gonna line up those numbers. And if you have more room on your slate, you can do it on your slate too. I still think we might be a little off. Let me start it out. So first we're going to line up those numbers and then we're going to add the common place values. So that first one, we're at 200,000. Okay. And then show me where you would put 40,000 if we're lining that up correctly.
this is wrong.
Now we're moving on to. Nothing in the hundreds there. Good. Very good. Take a look at that number. Slightly different, right? Okay. Boys and girls, we're coming to the end of math. Seems like a lot of you have had the chance to finish the worksheet and some are still finishing up. There were 2 kids that I noticed that had great explanations, so I'd like them to come up to the class and share. Audrey, do you mind going first? Is that okay? All right. All right. So as you are finishing up, you can check your work with Audrey's. All right, here we go. First, I'm gonna do the problem. So silly Jennifer, she really messed up, didn't she? She was supposed to find the sum of these 2 numbers, and she knew she needed to line up her numbers first, but it doesn't necessarily look like Jennifer did it correctly. So Audrey, why don't you explain what you need to do?
So first you need to line them up so they match. Because if you could see, she thought they were like this. So she put them like that and added them wrong. She should have put them up so they all connect under each other. She also needs to know what places they're in so she knows where to line them up and how much they are worth so she could add them correctly.
Okay. I like that Audrey, she put down kind of all of these lines to keep her numbers divided and neatly organized according to place value. And she even had how much each number was worth, the value of each of those numbers on there. So thank you for sharing that, Audrey. I see that your understanding of place value right here helped you solve that addition problem. Great job, Colin. You want to come up and share yours? Thank you very much. Give it a second to kind of focus.
Well, the correct answer that I got is 4,750,130, and compare that answer to the 33,801,050. So I said, if you look at these numbers, look at the top number for this one. If you notice the smaller numbers on the top, I put a rectangle over the 050 to show you that that should never happen at the starting point of a problem. So right there, that should never happen. And I even showed you that it's proved 4,721,050 is bigger than 29,080.
Okay, so you flip-flop the numbers. You put that larger number on top. I also noticed that with your understanding of place value, you knew to line them up correctly according to place value, and then you got the right answer. Awesome, okay, thank you. Boys and girls, if you did not have a chance to finish the solve and explain, that will be homework. If you are done, we'll make a nice neat pile on that center table, and you can finish up packing up before PE.